Welcome again. Good morning to all listeners in Radio Land. We are on 91.3 FM and 91.5 FM. Welcome to People First. I have my technician with me this morning, Mr. Nigel Nicholas. And we're in for just a short ride, 30 minutes, of just highlighting the goodness of the government. We want to bring to you some of the things that we have achieved. And trust me, in the 4 years, we have achieved a lot. A lot. I have just received the early information, and I will study it over the weekend. Not just study it, but and put it in order. So when I come back on Tuesday, I'll be able to do a better job at disseminating that information to you. You must have information if you are going to counteract and you're going to educate. Our job is to educate. There is a lot of noise, and we have to sift through the noise. We have to let the St. Lucian people know, the citizens of St. Lucian know, what it is that the government has done and is doing for you. As I said earlier, this is not a time to be red or yellow. You know, people say, I say, chaflabo, so mamile, I just vote Jean. No, we cannot be as mindless as this. We have to sit, look at where we came from, look at where we are and where we are going, and then we make an informed choice, an informed decision. And my job here this morning is to give you the facts, not misinformation, to give you the missing information, so that at least you could have that, and then you could say, Philip J. Pierre is working in the interest of all St. Lucians. We do not believe in the Bellows doctrine. Our philosophy, bread, freedom, and justice. We do not believe in the Bellows philosophy. That is alien to us. We are all St. Lucians. We are all brothers and sisters. We must live and work together. Everybody must eat. There's no one that we put above all. Yes, as anything, we have our inherent biases and we look for those who voted for us. But we must not do so at the expense of others. The fact that I'm eating must not mean that I must deprive you of your rock cake. No, you have to eat too. And so every policy that the Philip J. Pierre administration has, they have implemented, all of that is to benefit you. And when I say you, I don't mean the red millibugs. That's how they used to call us. I don't mean flop. No, there's no distinction. When he makes a proclamation for pensioners, we don't discriminate. We don't say SLP pensioners or you. No. It is pensioners. Once you have served your country. When we say salary increases for civil servants, it's across the board. And so, let me just take a few things. I'll be a little random this morning. Okay, I'll be a little random this morning. So, I will start with picture one. I know this is more of a radio show, not a television show. Although we're on YouTube and Facebook. MSME, the loan grant facility, medium and small enterprises, business enterprises, loan grant. You have a good business model. You have an idea that is viable. You have an idea that is sustainable, an idea that can work. You know, you have a small business, a medium-sized business, a small business enterprise, and you want to expand and you want some help. You could get a loan grant from that facility. So far, I think Mr. Pierre has made, and you could call the Ministry of Commerce Auntie-Emma. We say Auntie-Emma, that's a term of endearment. Honorable Emma Hippolyte, $10 million has been made available. 10 million available for that facility. So part loan, part grant. A grant is the amount you do not have to pay back. Well, the loan, which usually is just about 30% of what you want, you pay that back. So you get 30% as a loan, but 70% as a grant. I think that is the distribution. $10 million so far. has been made available. How many applications? 987. Now that's across the length and breadth of St. Lucia, not just cash, not because people believe cash is St. Lucia. No, that's from Grosley down to Vieux and everywhere in between. That's almost 1,000 applications that they have received. And out of those 987 applications, 738 applications have been approved. In other words, they have qualified, they have met the standard. Now, if you know you have an idea and you cannot write and you don't know, so that will not keep you back. Go in, and there are people there who will help you put your plan together, and then maybe even do it for you, etc., etc. After they question you, and so don't be surprised, don't be intimidated if you figure you cannot write well or you do not know how to write the plan. No, you'll get assistance. So 738 applications have been approved. Now, that is not sexy. You don't hear that. You only hear the opposition say, by when, nothing is happening. And you hear the leader of the opposition, we are in serious trouble. That's not true. You're in no trouble. Okay? Now, what has been dispersed so far? In other words, how much money has been given to those 738? $8.46 million. You see, I think I need to sit and come up with a plan of how to make some money, because I think I wasted my time on TV. $8.46 million. Now listen to the breakdown. Loans, because I told you there's a breakdown. Only $2 million in loans, $2.5 million in loans. And in grant funding, that's what you do not have to pay back. The loan you will pay back, because as you make money, you have to have you must be responsible. You cannot expect everything for free, If you listen to the opposition, they'll tell you everything must be for free. You must not pay taxes. You must not do this. If we want the services and we want the best, we must make a little contribution ourselves. We cannot get everything for free. We have no oil. We have no natural resources. Well, except the sun and the sand, and the sea. That's all. We depend on tourism, and I understand there are 4 boats. I don't want to lie. I did not see. But I understand there are a number of boats in the harbor, cruise ships in the harbor and stuff. That is what we depend on. And Mr. Pierre is a prudent manager of our resources. He handles it well. So, grants, that's the amount that you do not have to pay back. $5.94 million. So to assist you. So you want to open a barber shop. All right? You want to open a barber shop. You need 2 chairs or 3. You have one for yourself, and you're going to rent 2 chairs. You need to put air condition. You need the implements. You need the different shavers and stuff, and so on. You need the startup, and so on. A little place to rent, etc. So you could get a grant to assist you there, and a little loan so that you could pay. So as you cut hair, $20. Imagine that. You 40 fellas come to you for the day. 40 by 20. Nice. Man, that's $800 for the day, $800 you have collected. Now, that's not yours, $800. So you have to say, well, boy, 20% of that, let me put that aside to pay my loan. The rest, you don't pay yourself, you bank, and etc. So at the end of the week, if you're making $800 a day, and you're opening 6 days a week, that's $4,000 plus. You understand? So you could make some money. So you have to be responsible. So you pay back your loan. When you pay back your loan, we get money to help other youngsters, other young people. You open in you have an idea for a tire shop in your area, because you realize, boy, so many vehicles passing there and no tire shop. You have that skill. You go there, you present your plan and say, yes, what do you need? Well, I don't know the names of the machines you use, the things for the tires. You could get a grant and a loan. As a young man, as a young person, well, ladies too, because ladies, you're opening your hairstyling thing, because come jazz, everybody wants to look good and sharp. You're a nail technician. These are the kind of things that would help you out there. The youth economy also. With the youth economy, all of that. So we have the MSME and we have the youth economy. Both of them, same thing, grants and loan to assist you. So I have the information for the MSME. I need it for the, although I have 2 clips from the youth economy. 2 testimonials to let you know, well, boy, that has changed their lives. That's a game changer. And somebody asked, I read a post on somebody very sarcastically, you had to be a flabu. Who qualifies? Who qualifies is who applies. who applies and you meet the requirement. At the youth economy, they don't ask you, what is your political affiliation? Belrose will ask you that. Oh, if you do not subscribe to our philosophy, crap, or smoke your pipe. You are not asked that at the agency. When you come, they look at your plan and say, viable, a young solution. You might become a millionaire in that, A young solution is applying. And hey, he or she. Because ladies, I mean, you have stuff, you could massage parlors and things, you have masseuse, you have learned the skill, you want to open up your things, so you need your tables. These are the kind of things so some of you said you have not heard of it. I'm pointing you in that direction. To not remain idle on the block and say, where your next meal is coming from. No, you could provide employment for yourself. And we are avenues. Mr. Pierre, the Prime Minister, after God is Pierre, has made, he and his cabinet, they have made available these resources for you. And you heard him. Come next year, well, that's why the flabos, eating themselves. He said that it will be doubled. It will be the capitalization will be doubled. So if this year was 10 million, next year it will be 20 million, so we can assist more of our young people. You know why? Because more will be graduating. What month are in there? October. Next year, July. More young people will be graduating, especially from the schools and the 4 TVET schools. And they would need some place to organize themselves. So, my phone must not go blanking on me. So, all of these things are there. So, let me play the testimonials. I think, let's take one. Let me take one. A guy you know very well. Brother Umpa, video 4. Listen to a testimonial from the youth economy.
Things that I need for my business. So, big up, yeah. So the training with you had a positive impact. Basically, I learned a lot of things in regards to how to push my business forward and how to acquire other things for my business. Also, just meeting different business owners while at the training was a good experience also, because there's so many different ideas and different businesses on island, and it helped myself and a lot of them also. But I'll say, people, don't sleep. Apply for the grant.
Correct. Apply for the grant. Apply for it. The youth economy. Umpa is a successful singer, but he has his business, this nature trail business. Let's play another one, video 5.
Especially given the fact that I have a history in the MSME sector, and I have seen several times where persons will come, they have brilliant ideas, and then they lack collateral and they lack experience, and they cannot get access to finance. So I was very excited about being a part of the youth economy.
All right. I just realized sometimes, we can get flagged by using. So let me tell the people who, I'm forgetting to tell the technicians who create those videos, do not use those kinds of songs because we can get flagged. And when we are flagged, you will not see the program, etc. We have to be very careful. Do not use those kind of music. Now, somebody's online asking, where can you make $800 a day? As though that's impossible. Let me just paint a little scenario for you. Let me go back to the barbering. The barber shop opens at 9 o'clock, and these guys usually go late into the evening. Sometimes, let's say you have 30 clients who come in throughout the day, because they come in throughout the day, randomly, 10. Is it impossible for them to make $600 to $800 for the day? They'll not make it every day, but that's not impossible, especially around when school is opening. Man, when school is opening, you cannot get space in the barber shop, Sometimes they make more than that for the day. You understand? More than that. So they have, these flabos under the life, behave yourselves, okay? Don't come to criticize. Try to internalize what is said. I give an example, and this is a realistic example. Because I go to my barber shop, I have 2 hours. You understand? Standards. All right, I have 2 barbers. And Babu, I have 2 barbers. And they're always, the respectable guys and stuff. People are there all the time, throughout the day. And they're not like busy. You open 8 to 4. They open at 9, sometimes even before that. And they go away 8 o'clock into the evening. People come in and out. So if one of the young men decide that that is what you're going to do and we finance that, that's a good living. Better than white collar work. You understand? Because you have a fixed salary. This fellow's salary fluctuates. And sometimes it can be as high as $1,000 for the day. Sometimes they don't make as much. You understand? But consistently, especially on weekend when you see the barber shops are full, you know, they make money. So you don't believe barbers don't make money? Man, in my next life, I want to be a barber or something like that, a mechanic or something. Yesterday, I had to pay my mechanic $1,000, you know. You don't believe that is joke. These skills, that is why I applaud the government for going into the direction of TVET education and making sure that we have 4 schools and we, with the promise of 2 more. So more of our students can be skilled. And let me tell you, skills, TVET run things, you know. TVET run things now. And if our children can be in that area, man, they have a skill for life. You don't retire on that. You have a skill for life. You're making money throughout. So that is why the youth economy is a tremendous, that is what you call visionary. When the Prime Minister spoke about the youth economy, I was like, a little skeptical myself and say, how will he operationalize that? So he was able to take it from the pie in the sky and concretize it. And now we are seeing the benefits. We have the testimonials of people who have benefited, the training and everything. So, Flubos, come on. You say your leader was a visionary, and there's nothing in his vision, nothing that he could point to except that he took our money and he gave it to friends, family and foreigners, for Maloney and these kind of people. That was his vision, to just, that's to say, a new St. Lucia where all of us will be subservient to the top class. We will just be like a big hotel, like maids and things, serving the elites. That was his vision for St. Lucia. No vision. But Philip JP had a vision. So when he said about the youth economy, I'll be honest, at first I was like, whoa, how is that going to come into fruition? But he took it from a concept, an abstract concept, and he concretized it. He made it operational. He operationalized it. And now we are seeing the benefits. And many people are coming forward to testify how their lives have been changed by that injection of funds. So, ladies and gentlemen, it doesn't matter who you are, Flabo, labor. If you have young people with skills and you realize these skills can be capitalized to some kind of profitable investment, a business idea, direct them to Chaussee Road, where the office of the youth economy is, youth employment agency, and let them go in and sit with the experts there, and they will be directed as to how the skills and the hobbies can be incentivized and how you call it, monetized into something productive, so that they are not on the block committing crimes. They'll be gainfully employed, earning money and helping to grow, contributing to the GDP of our country. So let us not get distracted by these trolls under the live. Let us direct our people point them in the right direction, because there is hope. Our young people do not have to be hopeless. You have a skill, you have a hobby, you're interested in photography. Come on. That can be turned into a nice little business. So please, let us do that. Okay? Excuse me there, 1 minute. My producer wants me to play a song, so video it. Let me just take a break now to play that song. You know it very well, so let it run. Video it.
Wholesale good. Pour Philippe Jevier, my wholesale good. Fâché si yo blé, my wholesale good. Makawe mise, Abba Jevier. Every home have one university graduate. And finally they raise the minimum wage. One laptop they give to every child. Every preschool in the country they get a fly. When I hear 3 years of consecutive negative economic growth. I'm feeling good, good. I'm feeling good, 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 good. I'm feeling good. When I hear we have the best CIP in the universe, I'm feeling good. Merci bon Dieu, my whole self good. Pour Philippe Jepier, my whole self good. Fâché si yo vle, my whole self good. Makawe misère, Abba Jepier. What about universal health coverage? Free healthcare if you over 80 years of age. When I hear unemployment, it goes down. And they bring back and they raise the distress fund. Merci Baudier, my whole self good. Pour Philippe Jepier, my whole self good. Fâché si yo vle, my whole self good. Makawe misère, Abba Jepier. Merci Baudier, my whole self good. Pour Philippe Jepier, my whole self good. Fâché si yo vle, my whole self good. Makawe misère, Abba Jepier. So if I ever doubted you, we are sorry for being rude. Cause we believe this government go deliver the hospital, St. Jude.
Yeah, we'll cut it there. Thanks, Steve. Let me just read something. And my producer, my technician just prompted me on something there, so I will come back to it. Because as you're talking about grant and loan, this youth economy has been recognized by CARICOM as the region's model for youth empowerment, and the Youth Economy Agency is providing solutions, a real economic space to thrive, turning hobbies into entrepreneurship and skills into businesses. Now, let me just give you some of the figures there. I just realized I had it on my phone there. EC $7.89 million in loans and grants approved. Listen to that. $7.89 million in loans and grants have been approved for how many? 1,932 young entrepreneurs. Let me repeat that. Almost 2,000 of our young people have benefited from the youth economy. Huh? Flabos, you heard that? And it's not for Flabos, it's not for laborers alone, it's for everybody. So I'm not here to preach the Belrose doctrine to you. I am not on that. Okay? Nearly 5,000 applicants, representing 7% of Solutions' youth population, we have targeted. Okay? 97% of the year, that's Youth Employment Agency, backed businesses remain operational. 3 have gone under. 3%. We have to get into that and make sure that we resuscitate them. All right, remain operational with incomes up 46%. Imagine that. Over 880 trained and 126 mentored in key business and life skills. Now, the Prime Minister, Honorable Player, has announced that grant funding to the year will double next year. The budget is already being prepared. That boy, I know the Flabos Kakaglo taking you all, but no, come on board. We welcome you all. You are seeing the progress. Vote for the progress that we have made and for more progress. Okay? Expanding opportunity, innovation, and ownership for the next generation of solutions. Hear that? 1,932 of our young people have been empowered so that they've been given space to thrive, to make money for themselves, become entrepreneurs themselves. Who knows? One of them might be the next J.Q. Charles or the next A.F. Valmore, etc. You don't know. All right, they are starting small, but their businesses will expand. Okay, and as we're on that, now it's grant and loan financing. And as we're on that, my technician was saying, but what about the young people who are into radio and stuff, and they want money to? Yes, you could get that there. Oh, the Ministry of Tourism just came out with something with what it is for the creatives. Now remember, the creatives suffered greatly during COVID, and that was one industry that was hit hardest. And if you go to the Ministry of Tourism, there is a facility there to assist people in the creative industries. You listening to me? There is a facility there to give you, I think, grants, not loans. This time it's not loan and grants. It grants, I think, of up to, no, I don't want to quote the wrong thing. I know I had it on my phone. I don't want to look for it now. It's going to be a distraction. I think it's just grants. So you want to buy equipment. You need a mixer. You need two MS58 I think is the top microphone for vocals. You are a vocalist, etc. You know, you want a mixer, you want an amp, etc. to assist you with your gigs at the hotels. Make your case. You know, you are a producer. You need a synthesizer and everything else. Yes. Oh, you could get grants of up to $5,000 to $10,000. Yes. Thank you, my technician. So applications are open. So you could go to the Ministry of Tourism and find out and make your application. I mean, these things are not sexy. You don't hear that in the news. You know what I mean? This thing, you know, maybe it is read once and news and you forget about it. But those of your singers, you have a little band at school. You know, the little school band. So you need a bass guitar or you need a rhythm guitar and a little amp because you know you could do a little gig in your bar. You know, when you graduate. So at the bar, by Hazel's bar at Granivier, you know, you could come there and you could sing and, you know, Hazel could give you a few dollars. That is good. You understand? Or you could go by Twist or whatever. So you and your partner be something to start off. And that's how you start, you know. You think, what's our top fella name? Tennyson John just blew up on the screen. He started in church. You all don't know that, eh? At the Bocage Pentecostal Church. Yeah, they're a family of musicians, though. That's how he started, you know. He's a drummer. Blah, 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 blah. That's how he started. Doing this little thing, you know, singing in the choir. And then step by step. And now Tennyson John, big after big after teaching, you know, but while he's teaching, he's doing his little thing, and he's a fine young man. He was the first one little time at Babonneau Secondary, so I know. Gentleman, fine young man. You know, a man you could hire over and over. Fine young man singing and stuff. He started a studio at Babonneau. I don't know what's the status now, you know, but we started the studio and we retrofitted it and so on. So I'm not sure what's the situation there. I'll find out for you. You understand? They didn't just blow up. They started somewhere. And Philip J. Pierre with a vision that he has, because you could market. You know, you heard the Flabos criticizing the creatives who went to Japan. I mean, these people they're just putting their foot in their mouth. I mean, we went there, then we segment and stuff, and you saw the Japanese right away. Man, we're exporting ourselves, we're marketing ourselves, and right there they can network and get work, you know, all over the world. But we have to criticize them. Oh, a ticket costs $14,000. Spider. And this, man, I'll deliver you another place. Hello. We have the MSME for medium and small business enterprises. You have a small business, you want to expand, go and talk to them. There's grant funding and a little loan facility. Young people, you want to start your business, you have a hobby, you have, you know, something you could turn, you could monetize, you could make some money. Go. I know that the headquarters is on Chaussee Road, next to my barber, standards. Go upstairs, talk to them, and see how they can assist you. So far, they have helped 1,932 young people. Man, that's a lot of people. Almost $8 million spent, well, dispersed in that area. Come on. You understand? The rest of you, let's follow suit. You know, so, and the tourism for the creatives, well, you could go to the Yeto, but the Ministry of Tourism has a facility, grant financing, grant. You don't have to pay back. Make your case. Up to $5,000 to $10,000 in a grant facility to assist you. So you want to be the next Lenny Stone. Well, I know some of you have forgotten Lenny Stone, you know, and things like that. Or the next Luther Faswa, Buhingson, you know? Or my partner Ricky Faswa on drums. So you need a good drum set, you know, you're in a band, etc. Things are a little rough, etc. Go and make your case. And who knows, man, you might blow up. You are a songwriter. So you need a good synthesizer to, you know what I mean? You don't have the money, but you're a songwriter, you're an arranger. Go and talk to them. Philip J. Pierre, the Honorable Philip J. Pierre. Après, what they say, Philip J. Pierre. Philip J. Pierre and the cabinet. They have made these things available. And listen, yes, it is not just, sorry, let me take that back. It is not for labor people. It is for everybody. We do not subscribe to the Belrose doctrine. We do not subscribe to that. That is not our thing. Bread, freedom, and justice for all. So it's across the board. Nobody's going to ask you, what is your political affiliation? What is your religious background? You come with an idea, the criteria, you are solution, and every solution must eat. Every solution must be provided for. All right? Somebody just reminded me, T.C. Brown started by knocking on... I know T.C. Brown, he was at Bagatelle. I used to see him going to the School of Music with his little thing. T.C. Brown, big on the world stage. So start small and we grow. Now, once you hear that bell irritates me, you know. That bell's supposed to be Mr. Fernand Harris some ice cream. But my technician is cutting his food there, I think. So I have to go. I'll be back with Shelton this afternoon. So let me tell you, that is just some of the goodies. Not sexy, but very impactful, very effective. And I want all of you who know to point the young people, point the small businessman. You know, they have the small business and they have a little trade by the market, but they want to expand. Point them in the right direction, because the Philip JP administration, they have made everything possible, every avenue open to assist our young people in their endeavors. So let me say adios for now, and I'll see you at 12:30 with Shelton. Enjoy the rest of your day.